When you look at life and the people around you, you quickly realize that trust is one of the most delicate yet crucial things you possess. Trust is not something you hand out freely. It is something that is earned, protected, and carefully placed. It's the foundation on which relationships, partnerships, and societies are built. But not everyone deserves this sacred bond. Not everyone has the integrity to honor it. And in a world full of diverse personalities, motives, and intentions, there are certain types of people you should never trust. Let's journey through these categories to understand what makes them so dangerous, why they cannot be trusted, and how to recognize them before they compromise your peace, security, or even your life's purpose. Trust is the breath of a relationship. Yet with the wrong people, it can be suffocating. So let's take a closer look at these three types of people and understand the traits, signals, and underlying behaviors that make them untrustworthy. The opportunists. The first type of person you should never trust is the opportunist. This is the person who shows up in your life only when they see an advantage, only when they sense there's something they can gain. They walk with you, speak with you, and even praise you not for who you are, but for what you can give them. Opportunists have a keen sense for spotting potential benefits. They're experts in disguising their true intentions behind words of flattery, gestures of kindness, or acts of service. But once the advantage is gone, they're the first to disappear. The moment your circumstances shift, or when a better opportunity comes along, they abandon ship without a second thought. Here's the reality of an opportunist. They are there for the good times, but will vanish during the challenging seasons of your life. They are like fair weather friends, people who only stick around when the skies are clear and the sun is shining. But the test of loyalty comes in the storm, not in the sunshine. Opportunists do not have the fortitude to stay with you through storms. Instead, they only seek to bask in your light and your victories. These are the people who clamor around success, who are drawn to wealth, power, and fame, not out of genuine connection, but because they want to be part of something they believe can benefit them. Spotting opportunists often reveal themselves subtly. They tend to ask more about what you do than who you are. They're more interested in your resources, your influence, or your connections than in the person behind it all. Be cautious of people who are overly complimentary, who rush to befriend you when you gain something valuable, or who distance themselves when you're in need. True friends and allies remain steady through all seasons. Opportunists change with the tides. And this inconsistency is often the first red flag. 2, the manipulators. The second category to watch for is the manipulator. This person may come off as caring, interested, or even selfless, but their motives are driven by control and dominance. Manipulators craft their words and actions not to uplift you, but to mold you according to their agenda. They study your strengths and weaknesses, learning your aspirations and fears, not to support you, but to leverage them for their gain. Manipulators are often skilled in emotional intelligence. They know how to read people well and use this insight to orchestrate situations that serve their purposes. This person may make you feel indebted to them, creating a false sense of obligation that pressures you into actions you wouldn't otherwise take. They may appear to be sacrificing for you, but often it's just a tactic to deepen your reliance on them, to keep you within their grasp. These individuals can sometimes masquerade as mentors, friends, or even spiritual advisors. They promise guidance, help, or support, but always with strings attached. Instead of empowering you to grow, they seek to shape your decisions to keep you dependent. The relationships manipulators create are often one-sided, where they take far more than they ever give. Manipulation is subtle, often hidden beneath layers of seemingly supportive gestures and seemingly benevolent intentions. Identifying manipulators, one way to spot a manipulator is by assessing how you feel after interacting with them. Do you often feel indebted, guilty, or pressured after speaking with them? Do they frequently remind you of what they have done for you? Manipulators thrive on these tactics, using emotional manipulation to ensure that you are bound to them. Genuine relationships, however, are built on mutual respect and encouragement, not on control or guilt. A true friend, mentor, or leader will inspire you, not manipulate you. They will offer guidance that brings freedom, not dependence. 3, the gossipers. The third and final group of people you should never trust is the gossipers. These are individuals who seem to thrive on sharing the misfortunes, shortcomings, or secrets of others. They are the bearers of bad news, the ones who delight in relaying information that stirs trouble, jealousy, or resentment. Gossipers have no respect for privacy, loyalty, or discretion. And one truth about gossipers is that if they gossip to you, they'll gossip about you. Gossipers lack the integrity to keep private matters private. They often portray themselves as well connected, in the know and privy to everyone's business. But what they truly reveal is a lack of respect for boundaries and confidentiality. Trusting the gossiper with sensitive information is like leaving valuables in an open field. It's only a matter of time before they expose it to the world. The damage a gossiper can do is substantial. Gossiping is like spreading seeds of distrust, division, and hurt wherever they go. Even if the gossiper's words are based on truth, their intention is not to build or correct, but to create conflict or to enhance their own importance by knowing things others don't. This person loves to sit in circles of rumor and speculation, often encouraging others to join in. And while they may come to you with information on someone else, rest assured that they're likely sharing your life's details with others as well. Identifying gossipers, it's relatively easy to identify gossipers if you pay close attention. They are the ones who constantly bring stories of others into conversations. They'll offer unprompted updates on people's lives, often including unnecessary details or emphasizing negative aspects. They may mask their gossip as concern, starting sentences with, "I just thought you should know what I'm only telling you because I care," but genuine caring doesn't seek to damage reputations or break confidences. A trustworthy person will always choose discretion over drama, understanding that confidentiality is a mark of respect and honor. These 3 types of people, the opportunists, the manipulators, and the gossipers, represent threats to the purity and strength of your relationships. They operate on principles that are self-serving, manipulative, and divisive. They do not bring unity, loyalty, or honor into your life, but instead bring confusion, insecurity, and broken trust. The impact of opportunists, manipulators, and gossipers on your life. When you engage with these 3 types of individuals, you'll notice an erosion of peace, a depletion of joy, and an unsettling sense that something is amiss. People with these qualities are not merely passing annoyances. They can cause real harm to your goals, mental well-being, and emotional resilience. Their actions often leave a trail of damage that can take years to recover from, which is why recognizing and distancing yourself from them is essential. Consider the opportunist once more. Being around opportunists can create an environment where you constantly question the motives of those around you. You may find yourself doubting the sincerity of people in your life, wondering if they're here because they care or merely because of what they can receive. This sense of doubt chips away at your peace and causes you to second-guess relationships that should be supportive and enriching. Living in suspicion and uncertainty drains energy, making it difficult to fully invest in genuine relationships. Opportunists foster environments where trust is scarce and doubt is abundant. Then there's the manipulator who affects your confidence and independence. Manipulators create a false sense of reliance, subtly shifting your thinking and weakening your self-trust. Over time, you may find yourself questioning your decisions, deferring too often to their opinions, or feeling incapable of making moves without their input. Manipulators are like silent erators of personal strength. They don't just want a voice in your life, they want control. When you're constantly under the influence of a manipulator, you might struggle to rediscover your own voice, values, and vision. And of course, the gossiper brings with them a toxic cloud of negativity and insecurity. Trusting a gossiper can lead to feelings of betrayal, embarrassment, and even alienation from those who were once close to you. Gossiping fuels misunderstandings, and it can easily spread harmful narratives that weren't true or were exaggerated. This kind of environment fosters insecurity because you're constantly worried about what's being said behind your back, or if you'll become the next target of their tales. Guarding yourself against these individuals. The first step in safeguarding your peace and integrity is to establish boundaries. Boundaries are a sign of respect for yourself, for your purpose, and for those you choose to allow into your inner circle. Boundaries aren't about rejecting people, they're about discerning who aligns with your values and who does not. Set emotional boundaries with opportunists. With opportunists, it's essential to recognize that trust must be earned. Keep your personal achievements, financial matters, and future plans private until you are confident in someone's intentions. Opportunists are often drawn to visible success, therefore practice a level of discretion in sharing certain aspects of your life. A true friend will celebrate your victories and support your struggles, not just appear during your triumphs. Maintain mental boundaries. With manipulators, manipulators often try to control not just actions but thoughts and decisions. One way to protect yourself from this is by constantly reminding yourself of your own values, goals, and convictions. Have a clear sense of self-worth and a confident grasp on your priorities. Keep a mental boundary by questioning their advice if it seems to contradict what you know to be true for yourself. Be careful not to depend on a manipulator's opinions or validations. Instead, cultivate a strong inner voice that guides your choices. Use discernment with gossipers. When dealing with gossipers, practice discernment and avoid engaging in conversations that veer into the private affairs of others. Gossipers lose interest when they don't find willing listeners. Show a respectful yet clear disinterest in their stories and redirect the conversation if it drifts toward harmful gossip. Demonstrate that you're someone who values privacy and respect. This discourages gossipers from involving you in their narratives. If a gossiper frequently shares others' secrets, let this be a reminder to guard your own privacy. Further red flags and signs. Beyond their immediate behaviors, each of these individuals displays more subtle characteristics that can reveal their nature if you look closely enough. For the opportunist, one telltale sign is an inconsistency in their support. They may disappear during times of difficulty or quickly switch allegiances when a better opportunity comes along. Watch how people act during your low moments, as this can be one of the clearest indications of their intentions. Real friends provide unwavering support, while opportunists provide temporary companionship. With manipulators, pay attention to how they respond to your attempts to assert independence. A manipulator may react negatively when you make choices that don't align with their vision, or when you take steps that increase your autonomy. They may try to guilt trip you or paint your actions as betrayals. Manipulators want you dependent on them, so when you start asserting your independence, they may become defensive or dismissive. Finally, for the gossiper, pay close attention to the frequency with which they discuss others' lives. Gossipers rarely engage in deep, constructive conversations because they're more interested in spectacle than substance. If someone constantly brings up rumors or eagerly shares the misfortunes of others, it's a red flag. Gossips are rarely invested in meaningful growth. They prefer to focus on superficial stories that don't contribute to anyone's well-being. Protecting your purpose and progress. Each type of person, opportunists, manipulators, and gossipers, acts as an impediment to your growth, fulfillment, and inner peace. They represent distractions, drains, and divisions that can derail you from your life's purpose if you aren't vigilant. Protecting your purpose requires vigilance over whom you allow into your circle, as every relationship you nurture has the potential to either lift you up or pull you down. The opportunist stands in the way of sincere relationships. By seeking only what they can gain, they miss the essence of true connection and can lead you to doubt others' authenticity. To protect yourself, strive to develop relationships rooted in mutual respect and understanding. Surround yourself with people who are genuinely interested in your well-being, not just the fruits of your success. The manipulator tries to steer your journey according to their own agenda, distorting your path to fit their narrative. To prevent this, strengthen your sense of self. Know your purpose and have a firm grasp on your values so you're not easily swayed by outside influences. When you know what you stand for, it's harder for manipulators to derail you. Finally, the gossiper represents a threat to trust and integrity. By disclosing private information and spreading stories, gossipers create a climate of insecurity and mistrust. To protect your peace, foster relationships with people who value discretion and respect. People of integrity don't engage in or encourage gossip. They prioritize loyalty and confidentiality, creating a space where you can be vulnerable without fear of betrayal. By understanding these three types of people and recognizing their tactics, you empower yourself to make wiser choices about whom you trust. Choosing wisely doesn't mean living in suspicion, but rather living in wisdom. It's about fostering a circle of people who reflect the values of honesty, loyalty, and respect that you hold dear. Each individual you allow into your life plays a part in shaping the direction you take, the peace you experience, and the growth you achieve. The company you keep matters, and with discernment and wisdom, you can build relationships that support, uplift, and honor the journey you are on. The journey of life is too precious to be compromised by those who lack integrity. Developing discernment to safeguard your life and purpose. Discernment is one of the greatest gifts you can cultivate in life. It's the quiet, steady voice within that guides you to see beyond appearances, words, or actions. It helps you to read intentions, observe patterns, and detect truth amid deception. Discernment isn't just about judgment, it's about a deep, intuitive understanding of people and situations, allowing you to make wise choices that protect your peace, purpose, and progress. In a world filled with endless influences, distractions, and personalities, discernment is like a compass guiding you through uncertain terrain. It shields you from relationships that drain you, partnerships that compromise your values, and alliances that lack loyalty. But developing discernment takes time, self-awareness, and patience. Here are a few ways to enhance this vital skill so you can remain vigilant against the opportunists, manipulators, and gossipers that may come into your life. Listen more, speak less. Observing people is one of the most effective ways to understand their true nature. People reveal themselves in subtle ways through their choice of words, their tone, and even their body language. When you listen carefully and avoid filling silence with unnecessary words, you create a space where others feel comfortable revealing who they are. An opportunist might let slip a remark that indicates their self-serving intentions. A manipulator may exhibit controlling behavior, and a gossiper may drop hints about their disregard for confidentiality. By listening more and speaking less, you give yourself the advantage of observing patterns and picking up on small inconsistencies. Watch for how people treat others in your presence and absence. An individual's character is often most evident when they think no one is watching or judging. Pay close attention to these moments, as they reveal far more than rehearsed words or scripted pleasantries. Trust actions over words. Words are powerful, but they are only meaningful when backed by consistent actions. An opportunist might say they value your friendship, but their actions may reveal that they only come around when they need something. A manipulator may claim they want the best for you, but their actions may demonstrate otherwise, subtly guiding you toward choices that benefit them rather than you. A gossiper may insist they mean no harm, but if they consistently share private information, their actions tell a different story. Learn to weigh actions more heavily than words. People can say anything they think will endear them to you, but consistent behavior is much harder to fake. Trust is not built through promises or assurances. It is built through repeated, reliable actions over time. A trustworthy person will not only speak with integrity, but will also live with integrity. Notice patterns, not isolated incidents. We all make mistakes, and no one is perfect. One slip up or misstep doesn't necessarily define someone as untrustworthy. However, when certain behaviors appear as patterns, they reveal a deeper truth. If someone repeatedly shows up only when they need something, this is a pattern that points to opportunistic tendencies. If another person consistently tries to influence your decisions for their own benefit, that's a pattern of manipulation. If someone habitually shares private details about others, that's a clear indication of a gossiper. Patterns provide insight into someone's character, motives, and reliability. Recognizing patterns requires patience and observation, as they don't become clear in a single encounter. By giving yourself time to understand a person's consistent behavior, you allow yourself to make informed decisions on whether they deserve your trust. Protect your peace through boundaries. Boundaries are a fundamental tool for self-protection. They're not barriers to connection, rather, they're the guidelines that help you engage in relationships with clarity and security. When you set boundaries, you communicate what is acceptable and what isn't. Opportunists, manipulators, and gossipers often resist boundaries because boundaries limit their ability to exploit, control, or invade. Start by setting small boundaries and observing how people respond. A genuine friend or partner will respect your space, your time, and your choices. They will appreciate your autonomy and support your right to privacy. However, if someone pushes against your boundaries, ignores your requests, or tries to convince you to relax them, take this as a sign that their intentions may not align with your well-being. Boundaries with opportunists keep personal matters private until you've established mutual trust. Protect your resources, time, and energy by setting clear limits on what you're willing to give. Boundaries with manipulators hold firm on decisions that align with your values. Avoid allowing others to guilt trip you or persuade you against your better judgment. Boundaries with gossipers refuse to participate in conversations that disrespect others' privacy, and be cautious with what personal details you share. A gossiper is not a safekeeper of your secrets. Cultivate self-awareness and inner strength. One of the greatest defenses against untrustworthy people is a strong sense of self. When you are confident in who you are, aware of your values, and committed to your purpose, you become less susceptible to the influence of opportunists, manipulators, and gossipers. Self-awareness acts as a shield, helping you discern what aligns with your true self and what doesn't. Inner strength also protects you from seeking validation from external sources. Manipulators often prey on those who crave validation, using praise or approval as a means to control. Opportunists may exploit those who feel a need for attention or acceptance. Gossipers often lure people in by sharing secrets to gain favor. When you're rooted in self-worth, you're less vulnerable to these tactics. Your sense of value comes from within, not from others' opinions, approval, or promises. Practicing vigilance without becoming distrustful. There's a fine line between being cautious and becoming overly suspicious. The goal is not to become distrustful of everyone around you, but to develop a sense of balanced vigilance. Trust is a precious commodity, and giving it freely to everyone is a recipe for disappointment and betrayal. However, withholding trust from everyone is a recipe for loneliness and isolation. The key is to practice selective trust, extending trust slowly and thoughtfully as people demonstrate that they are worthy of it. In every relationship, there should be a healthy rhythm of give and take, trust and discernment. People who value and honor your trust will understand that you are cautious because you value your well-being. Those who respect you will not be offended by your discernment, but will recognize it as a sign of self-respect. This balanced vigilance allows you to build meaningful relationships while protecting yourself from those who lack genuine intentions. Through careful observation, patience, and a commitment to self-respect, you can navigate life with a healthy degree of caution, granting trust only to those who earn it. Let your discernment be a compass that guides you to relationships that build, encourage, and uplift, and away from those that drain, manipulate, or betray. By choosing your circle wisely, you safeguard not only your peace, but your purpose and progress. Nurturing healthy relationships while guarding against harmful ones. As you learn to identify the opportunists, manipulators, and gossipers in your life, it's also essential to invest in the relationships that bring value, encouragement, and strength. Healthy relationships serve as a counterbalance to the damaging effects of toxic influences, helping you grow, thrive, and achieve your fullest potential. One of the most powerful ways to nurture such relationships is through mutual respect and clear communication. Healthy relationships are rooted in respect for each other's boundaries, values, and individuality. Mutual respect is about honoring another person's right to their thoughts, feelings, and choices. In relationships with opportunists, manipulators, or gossipers, this respect is often one-sided. They want respect for themselves, but rarely show it in return. A healthy relationship, however, is reciprocal. Each person respects the other, creating a balanced and harmonious connection. Communicate openly and listen actively. People who are trustworthy and supportive will be receptive to honest communication. When you share your feelings, they will respond with empathy, not judgment. They will listen to you, genuinely care about your experiences, and consider your perspective. Communication is one of the greatest tools to gauge someone's trustworthiness. If a person is open to listening and understanding without using your words against you or manipulating your emotions, it's a positive sign of a healthy bond. Seeking relationships based on core values and shared purpose. The healthiest relationships are often those built on shared values, beliefs, and a mutual sense of purpose. When two people share similar values, whether it's integrity, compassion, ambition, or faith, they naturally understand each other on a deeper level. These shared values create a foundation of trust and understanding, allowing the relationship to withstand challenges and thrive over time. Align with people who value integrity. People with strong principles value honesty and authenticity. They will not try to deceive, exploit, or manipulate you. Integrity is a core trait in trustworthy people, as it guides their actions even when no one is watching. Seek relationships with individuals who demonstrate integrity in both big and small matters, whether it's as simple as following through on their promises or as significant as upholding ethical principles in challenging situations. Surround yourself with those who support growth, healthy relationships. Encourage each person to pursue their goals and dreams. These individuals won't feel threatened by your progress or success. Instead, they celebrate it. They will push you to be your best self without jealousy or resentment. These people want to see you succeed because they care about your well-being and genuinely want the best for you. Opportunists, on the other hand, may feign support but are secretly invested in holding you back if it serves their interests. A true friend or partner encourages your growth, even if it means you may outgrow certain situations or roles. Prioritize people who embrace accountability. Accountability is a sign of maturity and trustworthiness. People who take responsibility for their actions, admit their mistakes, and make amends are far less likely to engage in manipulative or exploitative behaviors. They recognize the value of trust and work to maintain it by being accountable. In contrast, manipulators and gossipers often avoid accountability, deflecting blame or using others as scapegoats. Build with people who practice empathy, and kindness. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. Empathetic individuals are often less inclined to hurt or exploit others, as they naturally consider the impact of their actions on those around them. Empathy serves as a safeguard against toxic behaviors. It drives people to act with compassion and patience. Seek relationships with those who demonstrate empathy and who, through their kindness, show that they are a safe and nurturing presence in your life. Strengthening your own boundaries and self-worth. As you nurture healthy relationships, it's crucial to simultaneously fortify your own boundaries and self-worth. Toxic people often prey on individuals who lack firm boundaries or have unresolved insecurities. Strengthening these aspects of yourself creates a protective shield, making it harder for opportunists, manipulators, and gossipers to gain a foothold. Develop strong emotional boundaries. Boundaries are not walls, they are limits that protect your well-being. By establishing emotional boundaries, you protect your energy, time, and mental space. Boundaries help you engage in relationships without feeling drained, manipulated, or compromised. For example, avoid oversharing personal information with people who haven't earned your trust. Resist the pressure to conform to others' expectations when they conflict with your own values and beliefs. Boundaries signal self-respect and teach others how to treat you. Cultivate self-respect and self-worth. When you value yourself, you're less likely to tolerate disrespectful or exploitative behavior. Self-respect empowers you to walk away from situations that are harmful or untrustworthy. It strengthens your resolve to surround yourself only with people who uplift and support you. Remember, self-worth isn't about arrogance or superiority. It's about understanding that you are worthy of relationships that honor your values, protect your peace, and support your growth. Practice forgiveness without compromising your values. In some cases, you may encounter people who seek forgiveness after betraying your trust. While forgiveness can be healing, it doesn't mean you have to reintegrate untrustworthy people into your life. Forgiveness is about releasing resentment and finding peace within yourself. However, to forgive doesn't require forgetting or giving them another opportunity to hurt you. Protecting yourself means balancing forgiveness with caution and discernment. Remember, trust must be rebuilt through consistent actions and respect. Empowering yourself to make confident choices. When you are aware of the types of individuals you should avoid, you can empower yourself to make decisions rooted in wisdom and self-respect. Each relationship in your life should serve a positive purpose, uplifting and supporting you on your journey. Empowerment means recognizing your own authority over who gains access to your inner circle and who does not. It's crucial to understand that saying no to certain individuals isn't a sign of hostility or judgment. It's a commitment to yourself and your values. Protecting your peace and progress may sometimes mean letting go of relationships that no longer serve your growth. Trust that by maintaining integrity in your decisions, you will attract and build relationships with people who genuinely value you. Trust your intuition. Intuition is often a silent guide, revealing what logic cannot. If you feel uneasy or sense something off about someone's intentions, honor that feeling. Intuition isn't about fear or paranoia. It's an inner awareness that helps you see beyond appearances. Often, your intuition detects subtle cues that may go unnoticed consciously. Trusting your intuition allows you to act confidently, making decisions that align with your well-being and purpose. Don't compromise core values for approval. Sometimes opportunists, manipulators, and gossipers use charm or flattery to lure people into compromising their values. They may appeal to your desire for approval, making it difficult to see their true intentions. Remember that your values are non-negotiable and serve as the moral compass guiding your life. Don't sacrifice them for temporary acceptance or validation from people who may not genuinely respect you. Surround yourself with mentors and supportive peers. A solid network of mentors and some supportive peers can help you stay grounded and make wise choices. Mentors, in particular, provide valuable guidance and insight, helping you navigate challenging relationships with wisdom. Supportive peers serve as a reminder that healthy relationships are possible, allowing you to feel connected and valued. When you have a positive support network, it's easier to identify and distance yourself from individuals who lack integrity. Navigating relationships with discernment is a lifelong skill, one that evolves as you gain more experience and understanding. The journey to surrounding yourself with trustworthy, supportive people requires continuous self-awareness, patience, and a commitment to honoring your own values.